Namo Adita Phat. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This wonderful sound calls us back to our true home. The third mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitments and the commitments of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. For our Dharma lessons, we're reading Ajahn Munindo's book, Unexpected Freedom. We're continuing a chapter on contemplating happiness with a section on real refuge. To take refuge in the Buddha is to cultivate the potential that we all have for living out of an awareness that isn't limited by our reactions to our experience. The historical Buddha was certainly a human being. He sat and he ate. He walked and he bathed himself just as a normal person does. He suffered the experience of aging and would sit in the morning sun to find relief from pains in his back. What was different about him was that his awareness wasn't limited. We, on the other hand, experience limitations of awareness all the time. A clear example of this is when we come up against the reaction of, I can't take it anymore. Now, whenever we experience this reaction, if we have developed awareness, there is a part of us that knows that this feeling of being limited is not the ultimate truth. We have all at times endured past the experience of, I can't take it anymore, and found that we can take it. Perhaps we have been on retreat and begun to experience an excruciating pain, or perhaps some fear or other emotion arose and we felt unable to bear it. Instead of simply giving up, inspired by faith, we have been able to breathe through these experiences, remaining focused on the reality. And what we have discovered is that the pain dissolves, or we experience a release from the overwhelming emotion. We realize that the apparent reality of I can't take it anymore was just that, an appearance, an apparition. It was the apparent reality. If we had been completely fooled by the world or by the way things appear to be, we would have grasped at that apparent reality, believing it to be the real state of things. Then we would have fixed that imposed limitation on awareness and defined ourselves as just that, thereby suffering the consequences of feeling inherently limited. There are many other examples in our lives where we feel, I must have, or I cannot put up with that. The promise, the hope, and the inspiration that is offered us in the example of the Buddha and all his enlightened disciples is the message that undefiled awareness is not limited. It is inherently limitless. Appamano Buddho, appamano Dhammo, appamano Sangha. Limitless is the Buddha. Limitless is the truth. Limitless is the Sangha. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Adita Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.